Welcome to the TALKESHI podcast, episode 38. Hope y'all are doing okay. We finally found out that this is definitely a coffee podcast and not a wine podcast. Get it? Because I had that whole debate of if this was a coffee podcast, you heard it in the commute on your way to work and stuff, or if this was a relax, wind down at night, drinking wine kind of podcast. I only say that as a joke because we're not drinking wine anymore. Hope y'all are doing okay. That was a weird intro. I just recorded this episode and I hated it so much that I just deleted it because it just sounded weird. I went really rambly, so bear with me because I'm doing this all over again. And it's a heavy subject. I feel like I scripted it just so loosely. But I'll get into it in a bit. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone who watched my previous episode. Because I got a lot of messages about it relating to it, and I've really appreciated that. I really appreciate feedback. I'm very grateful because I don't know, it's nice to feel heard, obviously, and it's nice to feel okay, I'm not the only one that feels this way. And just to get in-depth feedback on your work is really satisfying. So yeah, also just wanted to note that hey, we're getting consistent episodes, aren't we? I can't believe I'm that kind of podcast that does episodes every 2 weeks. But I'm also grateful that it's literally not out of me being okay, I need to plan this, because I tend to overwhelm myself and that sucks. But these episodes have all been literally just me being I want to shoot an episode and I want to upload it when I can, and there's no rush and stuff, which I really appreciate. So yeah, I also wanted to say that I've been liking doing topical episodes. It's so funny because when I started out, I really wanted to kind of not mimic the format. I wanted to make it my own. But if you didn't know, and if you ever wondered, my favorite podcasts are the TMG podcast. I love Cody and Noel. And I love H3. I watch Families, now not Frenemies. I watch Families, Off the Rails, and After Dark every week. I'm all that. Those are the two podcasts, H3 and TMG, that I'm always pendiente, always watching them, always watching their content. But both their formats are pretty much just let's talk about what's been happening during the week. And I really wanted to do that because I think I think that's possible here, and I love that. It's so ironic that the audience that I wanted to cater to at the beginning of this podcast, I criticized in the last episode. No, but literally with peace and love, like they say in H3. However, I can't do that because the way life is set up, but also I really did want to make topical episodes and talk about certain things. It's just, that's got to go around my schedule and not the other way around, especially because if it's like that, I feel like I can make better episodes. So yeah, today's episode, trigger warning, I do talk about I can't speak. I do talk about substance abuse. So if that is something that is sensitive to you, I understand. Click log off, don't worry. But yeah, this episode does talk about alcoholism and just drug abuse in general. So trigger warning for that. That being said, I don't think I will go too deep into it. I just want to bring a perspective to it, but I don't think I'll go into heavy details or anything that might trigger anyone, or it's not going to be that deep. But I do want to just talk about how it is a problem, and how it is very much a personal, I don't know, see, this is the reason I deleted the whole other episode, because I started getting rambly and weird. But bear with me, okay? So I want to start off with a story. June 20th, 2018, I got so drunk that not only did I rekindle my relationship with an ex, and that lasted for the next 2 years after that, but I got so drunk that I just texted everyone and their mother. I embarrassed myself in front of like a ton of people that I just texted. I don't even know what I texted, but I know it was just like maybe it was just like my honest thoughts to people or something. Things that you're too afraid to do when you're sober, right? I woke up the next morning and I just felt, and this is pretty much the reason that I don't drink anymore, essentially. You saw the title. It's been a month since I've drank. I've done this before. I've done dry moments, you know, like I've gone a month without drinking and stuff. But the reason that I won't ever want to drink, or, you know, the reason I'm not going to be an avid drinker at the very least, is going to be because of this reason. And it's because that morning I woke up so ashamed of myself, and just, I have an inferiority complex. I feel like I am less than everyone else. I feel like I'm less deserving than everyone else. I feel like I am embarrassing. The mere fact that I exist is embarrassing. I know that might sound really harsh, right? But like that is something that I feel about myself, and drinking amplifies that. When I drink very heavily, which thankfully have been like at my home and stuff, like it hasn't been anywhere dangerous, thank God. But when I do that, I lose control, which is of course something that a lot of addicts, which I don't think I'm an addict, I don't think I'm an alcoholic, I'll get to that, but I don't think that is my issue. I have a drinking problem. I don't think I'm when I would drink a lot, I would just feel like I lost control. It would just be embarrassing. Like the things they would tell me about the things that I would do, like drag myself across the floor. I would have to be bathed. I would be knocking things. I would be erratic. Like, that is definitely not who I want to be. And that is the reason I have stopped drinking. June 20th, 2018, right? That's the morning I woke up, or the morning of, the night of, I don't remember. And I decided I didn't want to do that. However, I did drink again. One thing you don't want to tell people when they actually do want to stop drinking is, you know, like, nah, like, they'll drink again. I did drink again, but I also wasn't that clear as to, like, if I did want to do that for the rest of my life. So things happen either way, even if you do think like I'm never gonna drink again, like I am right now. Like I'm pretty steady on that, but I am human. Justin Bieber said it best: never say never. And relapses. I'm confusing the terms. Those things do happen. Don't make those people feel ashamed. You know, they need help, right? Don't make them feel like you're like, oh, you're never gonna drink again. Okay, like don't do that. Like, maybe if you know this person will, and they're not, like, really saying that. They're just, like, joking around or something. But don't say that to someone who is actively doing that, right? Back then, those were my thoughts. Fast forward to June 20th, 2021. I do the same thing again. And it wasn't, like, this year it was Father's Day, but 3 years ago it wasn't Father's Day. So I don't know. It was, like, an activity. I don't know. The point is that this time, obviously, I had a hangover, but I embarrassed myself again in the same way. I woke up so... The things I was told that I did and said, it was embarrassing. And it was really bad for my self-esteem, and I never want that to happen again. So that's why I stopped drinking, personally. Of course, there's other reasons people drink and things like that, like... some people drink to numb emotional pain. And I think that was also another problem that I had. If I was ever feeling sad, I never used to do this, but like now I live alone. I would think like, you know, I have alcohol in the fridge, like I've had such a bad day, or I'm feeling so shitty, I just want to forget about it. And that's not a solution to your problems. That is definitely a problem that you have. So, you know, that's not going to solve anything. So I was just like, I never really did that. Like, I don't think there was ever a moment, but I would think about it a lot. I would think a lot about, like, just drinking something and just falling asleep or getting so drunk and blacking out that I just didn't want to think about anything. And that, I guess, is kind of dark. But, yeah, that's also why I stopped drinking. And also just, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people do have drinking problems. Like, they... or maybe not alcoholics. I'm not an alcoholic. And I even feel like, I don't know if this is Twitter gatekeeping, traumatizing me. But I don't even know if I can be like, oh, I'm 1 month sober, even though I have been. But I feel like maybe that term is more like for people in rehabilitation and stuff. I'm not sure, but like, hey, I haven't drank in a month and I'm doing it for my mental health, so I will say that I am 1 month sober. But a lot of people do have drinking problems and they don't want to admit it, or they also judge drug addicts for doing the same thing as them. Like, I know someone that I was like, I didn't ask, but they were like, life is so hard, sometimes you just gotta have a drink or whatever. And I know this person like has way more problems that they're letting on, especially mental problems, and just they need therapy very badly, but they'd rather just drink. And this person also harshly judges drug addicts, like deeming them as like bad people to society, when no, drug addiction is a disease and it deserves to be treated as such. We're not even gonna get to like how it shouldn't be criminalized, how people are being thrown in jail for marijuana when it is $1 billion. Is it $1 billion? I know it's $1 million industry, but still, we're not gonna get into that. I'm just saying that there are just why are some things deemed as bad? Like, they're bad. Drugs are bad. I'll just say it. Like, drugs are very unnecessary. You do, like, I also don't want to make this episode be preachy. Just like, I am sober, I don't drink. Because there are people that really do think that they're better than you just because they don't drink. But that's not the case. However, drugs can really affect families. Drugs can affect your health. Like, your relationships to other people. They affect, it's not health. It's not drugs. It's drug addiction. And I feel like those people need help and not your judgment. They need help for that. I feel like in society, it's just like, dude, there are people that have drinking problems that they don't want to admit. Like the one I just said about wanting to numb yourself and just drink to cope and stuff. But there are also people that drink and do other drugs such as caffeine, sleeping pills, even painkillers and stuff like that, without, they do it for the same reasons that drug addicts do it, because to cope or to numb the pain or something. But they judge these other people because their drugs are socially acceptable. ¿Cómo tú me vas a decir aquí en Puerto Rico? Like, there's a huge alcoholism problem in Puerto Rico. Like, trust me, people drink since they're like 12. That's not normal. And a lot of people drink almost every day. That's not normal. But also, like, there are a lot of other people, even there are a lot of people that drink and don't drink that do this. They drink and drink coffee in the morning and stuff. And they also go through withdrawals. ¿Cómo tú me vas a decir que tú bebes café and you can't not drink coffee the next day because you get a headache? You know what that is? Withdrawal. Drug addicts go through withdrawal. I feel like a lot of people judge other people for doing drugs, like especially marijuana. I feel like, dude, if you want to smoke marijuana, I don't care. Like, I don't care if anyone else drinks or not. It's just like, I feel like there are problems surrounding the abuse of it. So now, the day that I'm releasing this video, today is July 13th. The day I'm releasing this video, I will have been 1 month sober. And I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy that I don't feel like I need to drink, or I don't think I need to drink to have a good time. I'm driving now. If you've been following me for a while, you know that driving has given me a lot of anxiety. I've overcome it a lot, and I'm very proud of myself for that. And it's really cool because it's like, now I go out and I don't drink, so of course I'm able to drive. I don't really care about being the designated driver. We're all hanging out. So, that'll be cool. Don't pin it on me, but yeah, I can definitely drive people around. I love to just go around. And the only bad thing is, like, dude, I actually like wine and I actually like beer. I don't like, that's the thing about, like, should I just say fuck it and drink it and not get too drunk? Or I don't want to tempt that, so I just will never drink. However, I do like the taste of both wine and alcohol. Like, it's so funny when a few years ago, there used to be like a huge billboard for Heineken Zero, and I'd just be like, what's the point? Now look at me. I have a 6-pack in the fridge. I have a 6-pack in my fridge because it actually tastes really good. Like I drank some with some chips the other day. Delicious. I love beer. I love the taste of wine too. Finding non-alcoholic wine has been a bitch. Everything I get is like, here's the Welch's sparkling wine. No. Give me good wine that tastes good with pasta. Like, I want that. And I like beer. I love beer. Give me some virgin, mojitos. I think going out and drinking and not drinking is going to be fun. So, if you're my friend, obviously, like, don't steer me into the path of temptation. I don't think I will be tempted. I think I have a pretty strong will when it comes to that. But yeah. To close off this episode, obviously the main message is do things or stop doing things that are do things that are good for your mental health and don't do things that are bad for your mental health. That was something that affected my mental health a lot and I had to stop. I think there is a huge substance abuse problem in this country of both heavy drugs and just your typical, like, I've heard of so many people that I know, like, their parents don't go to sleep without having sleeping pills. They're addicted to sleeping pills. And that's not normal. And a lot of those people, I'm not saying like that I know any parent that does, but I know a lot of those people. I know a lot of them have the same mindset of like, drug addicts are bad people. So no. Assess it responsibly. I'm actually I don't think I'm addicted to coffee. I could go days without coffee if like the coffee just tastes bad. If it's like, that's not like my coffee, I'm just gonna shameless plug here. I'm doing a lot of coffee place reviews. Go check out my reels because Instagram is now a video app. Go check out my reels reviewing them. This one is from the Frappe Factory one that I just posted a week ago. I put it in here because first of all, I recycle. And second, I don't know, it just feels better frozen in my freezer the next day. Is that weird? Anyway, closing out this episode just by saying that. And of course, thank you for watching. A few more episodes are coming up and I'm very excited about them. They're going to be really cool. We're going to have hopefully a really awesome guest. And we're just going to keep on living our hot girl lives, put boundaries, do things for your mental health, drink coffee, treat yourself, be a bad bitch, just do what I am looking like I'm doing, which is living my best life. I'm not, but I am working towards it. It's been taking years, but I am. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in episode 39.